What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I am back. I got a little bit of good news. I did have my son. Well, technically, my wife had my son, but I am now a dad. It's a crazy feeling, but that's not what I came here to talk to you today about. We are talking about a couple articles that I came across, and it doesn't look like good news for 2022 for GPUs. So let's jump on over here to PCMag.com. There we are. So, NVIDIA GPU supplies to remain constrained for the vast majority of 2022. The company also says that the LHR Ethereum mining capped cards made up over 80% of all quarter two RTX 3000 shipments, which is a crying shame, but that also means there is 20% of the good cards. Now, is that potentially 3090s? I don't think 3090s make up 20% of the card sales, so there's still legit regular cards getting out there. I hate that they're putting such an emphasis on the LHR, but I think that's just it's just what's going to happen. So going further on, bad news for graphics card buyers. NVIDIA's CEO is predicting that the great GPU shortage will persist throughout this year and for most of 2022. That man, that's what kind of news us miners need. I'm just joking there, obviously. So he said, I would expect that we will see a supply constrained environment for the vast majority of the next year, is my guess at the moment. That is Jensen Hong or Huang. I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry, I apologize. But he said that during an earnings call on Thursday. And then also, a lot of that has to do with the demand being so great. He added, surprisingly, he didn't blame cryptocurrency miners for buying up GPU supplies. Instead, he pointed to how millions of PC gamers are still hoping to upgrade to an RTX 3000, which uses the Ampere technology. Obviously, he's probably not going to mention the whole crypto thing because they literally have a whole crypto line now. So he can't really be like, oh, the crypto miners buying up all the graphics cards when he's literally selling directly to crypto miners. So that makes sense why he's probably not commenting on that. Ampere is off to an incredible start. It's the best-selling GPU architecture in the history of our company. I mean, is it? I don't know, man. 10 series was really, really stout. But and yet we've only upgraded less than 20% of our total install base. So there's another 80% of the world's PC gaming market that we have yet to upgrade to RTX. I don't think the rest of the world's going to go to 3000 series. Obviously, people are waiting for 4000 and 5000. You got those people that'll always be waiting. But yeah, so and he also added that these LHR or light hash rate GPU models made up 80% of the shipments like we talked about earlier in the fiscal quarter 2, which ended in August 1st. According to NVIDIA Chief Financial Officer Colette Kress, nevertheless, NVIDIA's RTX 3000 cards still remain hard to buy. LHR cards are becoming more available. Those are the ones that pop up and they don't instantly sell out. But guess what? You can still mine other algorithms on them, so people are still buying them and they are still mining on them. There's no question, there's no doubt about it. They made a card that was not as good at mining, and people still bought it. So yeah, I think LHR is probably going to be, until crypto mining falls out of the spotlight, it's going to be a regular thing for Nvidia. I hope AMD doesn't pick it up, but I hate to say it, AMD has not put out a lot of front runners in the mining market, mainly due to the fact that you can't actually buy the cards. There's a lot less supply on Nvidia or on AMD side than Nvidia. I really want to get my hands on a RX 6800 because I think for the price point and for what kind of mega hash it puts out, it's a really solid card. But that's a whole nother topic. I did want to go over one more article before I get off here, and I don't think it's actually worthy of a whole video because it's just kind of glazing over some new stuff from Intel. So the Intel Arc GPUs will compete with GeForce and Radeon in early 2022. And it's kind of cool that I guess they came up with a name for them, Arc. Yo, you got that Arc 300, bro? Oh, I got that Arc 750, bro. I really hope that they come out with like a cool naming scheme or naming structure for these. Because like the code names aren't that cool. Let's see what the article says. Intel has been working for years to enter the high-end graphics card market to compete with NVIDIA and AMD. Today, those efforts to get a name, Intel Arc, not to be confused with Intel Arc, like ARK, ARC. The ARK is the site that you go to when you need help with Intel's indecipherable process model numbers. The earliest ARC products will be released in the first quarter of 2022. Subsequently, if it's still hard to buy GPUs in 2022 from NVIDIA and AMD, if Intel slides their graphics cards in 2022, that might be a good thing for supply. Might shake things up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. They haven't said anything about them being limited on any kind of mining, so we don't know what they're going to do there. Based on the GPU codename Alchemist, a new, more memorable codename for a GPU previously known as DG2. So, bro, if they release cards with just cool names, like, oh man, I got the Intel Arc Alchemist. Oh, yo, I got the Intel Arc Alchemist V2 Spell Edition. Like, you know, bro, you got the Intel Arc Dragon Slayer, bro. Ah, the possibilities here are endless. And then it can be the Alchemist, V7 or whatever, and it just kind of takes over that line. I think that'd be cool, but obviously they probably won't do anything that cool. The first Arc cards will be a follow-up of sorts, a DG1, a card released only to system builders, which performs a lot like the GDDR5 version of NVIDIA's aging low-end GTX. Sorry, it's a GT, it's not a GTX 1030. So whoever wrote this article, there's no such thing as a GTX 1030. It's a GT 1030. Not a big deal. We don't have a spec sheet for any of the Alchemist-based Arc cards yet, but the trailer Intel showed confirmed support for the modern GPU features like real-time ray tracing, AI accelerated super sampling, and if they were to compete with the DLSS and AMD's Fidelity upscaling. The trailer also showed Arc Silicon running real, if somewhat older games like Forza Horizon 4 and Metro Exodus. So I don't think they actually have any solid GPU that's going to compete with anything new. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Okay, give us a GT 1030 on the core side, like actual computational power, and give us 8 gigs of GDDR5 and let that thing, or actually give us 8 gigs of GDDR6 and let that thing eat some daggone Ethereum. I don't know if it will. It won't. I don't think it'd have enough compute side to push, the memory. But I mean, neither here nor there. So thanks for watching, guys. I want to thank y'all for coming out. And as I did say earlier, I did have my little boy, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with him. So videos may be releasing a little bit slower, but I'm trying to stay on my one-day upload schedule. I did miss one day when he was born, a couple days ago. Obviously, we had him. We spent some time with him in the hospital, making sure everything's good. And now we're back home. So I do have some stuff behind me. I am planning another rig build. I'm waiting on those cards to come in. Sorry, I moved away from the microphone. And then I also have some more cables. I want to do some cable management. I got some splitters. I got some more power supplies coming in. I have to get my Antminers online, so I'm going to be doing videos on those. They're kind of like the cheap budget Antminers. I have an S9 and an L3, both acquired pre-pump, so both of those cost me less than $100 a piece, which right now it's crazy. They're going for $600, $800, $900, $1,000. Like I would never tell somebody to buy an S9 for the prices they're going for. Like it makes no sense, but people do what they do. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Peace out. Thank you for coming out. And we'll see you on the next one. Bam.